got something big going on tonight at
You
Joe's
do?
house. Yeah. We're gonna review like 15 people's video submissions for the audition for the roles.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who- 15 people? Who are they?
Uh,
Hang on, I'm plugging my headphones so you don't...
yeah. Certain people we know, and a lot of people that we don't know probably.
Did, where did you guys post the,
Dude, we didn't have to. We just know so many people. Marcy knows so many people that yeah. We're gonna see how these auditions go, and then if we need anyone else, we'll probably throw out some random casting calls. But I don't know. We'll see how this goes.
Alright, sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, Dashy. Don't cry.
Sorry, I still got a cough. Before you start streaming, did you want to watch my short video?
Oh.
Swear if you dare.
Dude, is there a way for you to like show me? Like, how would you show me, by the way?
I put it on YouTube. It's just hidden.
I can actually watch it on my phone as I still continue to live stream.
It's up to you.
I'm
I don't care if you show it in your live stream, I guess.
all right. Yeah.
It is. Right here.
Hello.
Where do you want me
Yo.
to put the link? Oh.
Ah, it's finally got this bloody mic working.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello. Finally get to speak.
Awesome.
Don't even put the link in the video group.
All right.
I don't want to crap up your server. It's quick. It's 20 seconds.
Is it okay if I? It's okay if I stream it, right?
Sure. Yeah, I don't want to interrupt your stream.
All right. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna play it right now.
If you hear any noise in the background, forgive me. It's one of my dogs
It's all
being
good.
hyper.
Dude, that's awesome, Wes. Oh
Is it over?
shit. Yeah. Now it's over. Fuck.
Hell
Oh.
yeah, it took forever. It was a true 48-hour grind.
I bet.
Anyway.
Dude, that's awesome. I can't wait to like see like something more grand in scale that you do, you know?
Yeah. Hopefully soon.
Oh, come on, Dashy.
I'm actually...
Oh, come on.
I'm still working right now, but I'll do
Oh, come on,
Rex's stuff.
Dashy. Don't
Yeah.
cry.
Do you ever stream this early?
No. I don't. I was going to do some Ubering, but I had a lot of errands to run that just kind of stopped, I don't know, like half an hour ago. So I'm just like, it's not worth doing an Uber thing unless you're going to do like 6 hours. And then I gotta be at Joe's house at 5.
Oh, that's just
And
hours from now.
yeah, and I'm just like, I got a window of opportunity to do something, so.
Right on.
Oh, come on, Dashy. Don't cry.
I forgot to tell how much I love her, and Now I'm about to lose her forever.
Don't say such things, Dashie. You'll see it again and tell it yourself. We're all gonna get through this. You'll see.
If you're watching my stream right now, Darkness, it's playing back choppy. I don't know why.
Now I'm about to
Yeah.
lose her forever.
I am currently watching it on my old phone. I'm
Mhm.
hoping to basically watch it on this phone, but to do it on that, I will be back on my computer soon. It's just going through another antivirus thing.
Ah.
See it again and tell it
It
yourself.
won't take long.
What?
Right.
All gonna get through this. You'll see. Look at the bright side, Dashie. At least Miss Hood. You'll see. Look at the
I need Joe to make a lot more like smooth, easy listening to songs.
Yes.
Because half the time I'm scrolling to get past like the louder songs. I know I said in the past like, oh, songs with lyrics on them don't bother me while I'm working. They kind of do now.
You'll see. Look
They
at
do for me, definitely.
look at the bright
Kind
side,
of
Dashie.
the jarring, and sometimes like even songs that don't have lyrics per se, but are just musically jarring.
Yeah.
Look at the
I
bright
feel like they
side,
take more
Dashie.
effort to listen to,
Look at the bright
Um,
side, Dashie.
if there is such a thing. But if he started making stuff, it just simpler, easy listening. God, I sound old.
About like just somehow like zoning out music almost, you know?
I would like to play some of that while I'm streaming or something too. Yeah,
Oh, it's totally in his, abilities to do so.
I bet it is. How have you been? What have you been up to the past week? What is it, Wednesday?
Yeah, I have unfortunately not been Ubering very much for the last few days. I've moved into my old room finally.
Sweet.
Oh, dude, it's so nice. Oh,
Nice.
it's just nice to be in a room where you don't have two doors. Because when you have a room with two doors, you gotta like allow an access way path. Therefore, you really can't use that space.
Yeah.
So
Um,
windows and better air. Oh my god.
that's right. I forgot you had the room had a window. Wait. What about so who has someone moved into the other? Wait. So does that mean your dad kicked the other person out, or the other person found a place?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, they found a place. And then my previous room I was in, I'm really hoping my dad is not going to rent that room out, and I hope he'll just use it for storage because there's so much shit in this house that yeah.
I thought you were gonna say Nick could move into there.
Oh, he absolutely cannot because there's a vent, an air vent, that's for some reason linked directly to my dad's room. And that's why we could never like have any parties in my room or do anything really.
Oh.
Yeah.
You hear everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's funny, the other night, before I moved into this current room, we did Nick and Tim's audition, and it was me, Joe, Alex, Nick, and Tim in this room, and my dad was up in his room, and I was like, hey Dad, or I was on the phone with him, and I was like, hey Dad, can you hear this? And I was like shouting really loud, and he couldn't hear anything. So, fuck yes.
Nice.
Don't cry. Oh, come on, Dashie. Don't cry.
We could podcast in your room,
come
man.
on, Dashy.
Hell yeah.
Oh, come on, Dashy.
The only thing the only kind of sound issues that this room has is you can occasionally hear people's footsteps. That's about it.
Huh.
Oh, come on. Oh, come on, Dashy. Oh, come on, Dashy. Don't cry.
I just never got a chance to tell her how much I love her, and now I'm about to. Forever. And
Don't cry.
I
I am trying to match the audio with the video right now.
Don't cry.
I
Cry.
I just never got a chance to forgot.
It was like a long take. It was like 25 seconds, and I'm just trying to get it lined up as good as possible.
You mean you're doing it in? Sorry, I didn't have the.
Oh, I'm just matching it up in Premiere.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, Dashy. Don't cry.
I just never got a chance to tell her how much I love her, and now I'm about to lose her forever.
Don't say such things, Dashy. You'll see it again and tell it yourself. We're all gonna get through this. You'll see. Look at the bright side, Dashy. At least Miss Hooves doesn't hate you anymore.
What have other people been saying about your video?
We're gonna show it on Friday.
Cool.
There's editing them all together, so not enough people like submitted, I guess. And so like, okay, we're gonna extend the deadline to Thursday, and then they're gonna edit them.
Look at the
Together.
bright side, Dashy.
Excuse me.
The bright side.
And then
Dashy. At least
they're
Miss
gonna show
Hooves.
them on Friday.
Look at the bright side, Dashy. At least Miss Hooves doesn't hate you anymore.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Anxious to see what other people have done. Colton's got a really cool one.
You know, about Colton. I invited him or asked him if he would be interested in playing a part in Joe's movie.
Yeah?
Yeah, a small role, but yeah, he's pretty good at acting.
Yeah. Did he say? Wait, did you? So you said something to him already?
Yep.
What did he say?
I think. Oh, he submitted a video to Joe.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah. Hello, Michael.
How are you?
Pretty good. Making progress. Making some progress. Slowly but surely.
Yeah.
think I don't know if you've heard this yet, but I'm 75% done with the episode.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Cannot wait to see it.
I cannot wait for the pain to be over. Oh. God, I started this episode in January of last year.
Bloody hell.
I know. I screwed up big time, though. I wrote the script for this episode, and the story arc is, like, way too long. And then as I was animating it, I was thinking about splitting it into 2 parts. But I was just like, it's gonna just kind of ruin the story arc if I do that. So, this is going to be the longest Rainbow Falls video ever. So, hopefully it will be able to hold people over for about 2 hours. Just watch. The first day it comes out, everyone's going to be like, where's episode 3? When's episode 3 coming out?
Oh dear. Yeah, it's like Ruby all over again.
Yep.
Kind of reminds me of a moment where my friend kept on at me basically, have you seen the new Ruby yet? Or what's been
Yes, Ruby!
what's happened next?
Oh, heck yes. I don't know if you heard me talking about Ruby on the stream, but I love that show. I love it. I
know.
just got into it a few months ago as well, so.
Yeah. Now and then I can basically get to see the episode, well, the next episode a bit early because of the Rooster Teeth thing I'm on.
Oh, very good.
And yeah, very good to watch. But then I have one friend of my own that keeps asking me, "Have you seen it yet? What happens?" And I'm like, "I'm sorry, I can't give you any spoilers. That's not my style. You have to
Yeah.
either wait and see, or if you like, you could come round here and we could watch it. Because I don't mind watching it again. Because, as I say, the show is just freaking amazing."
Wes, have you seen anything about that show called Ruby?
I know of it. I was gonna say thank you for being someone who doesn't give out spoilers, though. Darkness. Who says there's no more heroes? But I know of it. The only thing that I think I'd seen was the that Monty Ohm
Oh yeah.
fight sequence.
That one between Master Chief and Samus.
But like he did one for that.
Oh yeah, that thing.
Before I thought it would be. It might not have even been a show yet.
It was it was a trailer. It was like a trailer for like season 2 or 3 of Ruby fighting all those monsters out in the frozen lake or something like that.
Oh, how old is the show?
Oh,
I was under the impression that it was new.
I think it came out in
It's
2013.
pretty old, I say.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean,
Okay, well, never mind then. I saw a fight sequence.
Yeah. Well, Darkness, one funny thing. I think a few days ago I mentioned to one of my friends, I was like, geez, all my fans for Rainbow Falls, they're like all on the East Coast of America. But I think you're the furthest east from where I am now.
yeah, I get that now and then.
Yeah. I'm in the west coast of America. So, you know,
I see.
towards the end of the day when there's nothing else important going on, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to spend some quality time and animate. And it's like, I don't know, 9 p.m. But as I do that, everyone's just like, oh, damn it, I gotta go to bed. Stream earlier next time.
As for me, I just try to catch the streams as soon as I can.
Yeah.
Hope for the best. Bloody hell, dog. Hello. I suppose you enjoy it while you can, because I'm going upstairs to my room in a minute,
Mm-hmm.
once my computer's done. Ah.
Oh, come on, Dashy. Don't cry.
I just never got a chance to tell her how much I love her. And now I'm about to lose her forever.
Don't say such things, Dashy. You'll see it again and tell it yourself. We're all gonna get through this. You'll see. Look,
Ghost of Time is saying, I'm admittedly amazed that Rainbow Falls is still a thing. And then he said, I thought you put it to rest. Well, yeah, I put it to rest for a period of time. I don't know, I just got that urge, that random urge to just finish it, at least.
oh, come on, Dashy. Don't cry.
I
There
just
we
never
go.
got a chance to tell her how much I love her. And now I'm about to lose her forever.
Don't say such things, Dashy. You'll see it again and tell it yourself. We're all gonna get through this. You'll see. Look at the bright side, Dashy. At least Miss Hooves doesn't hate you anymore.
Yeah, I'm gonna animate a shot where I don't have to animate somebody's mouth speaking. I'm doing a cutaway shot of just another shot of Derby sleeping. All that Rob says is, at least Miss Hooves doesn't hate you anymore.
Hooves.
Hooves.
Hooves. Wolves. Knives. Hey, do you think the plural of MILF is MILVs?
MILVSVES. Ghost of Time, I was so burnt out after Rainbow Falls 2. You have no idea. It took me 10 months to make Rainbow Falls 2, but I feel like that was even more tedious because of just the amount of compositing I had to do. I don't know. It was just, I don't know. Somehow Source Filmmaker is more advanced, but at the same time it makes things easier in a way to animate. It's just, I don't know. It's refreshing and it's addictive as well.
Definitely. I mean, I've been meaning to basically get onto it so I can do some stuff for my channel.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, need a little bit more processing power for my PC.
Well, how much do you have currently?
Well, it's a pretty out-the-date one, so I'm planning to. I don't think what it is. I say it's about as powerful as. Let's see.
Because my computer's
Well,
pretty
is it
old now
not-
too.
It's pretty like standard, like process power what I need it to be. I would say so. Because the one I'm going after would be the i7 core processor, the 7700K series, which is the was the fastest one, but they're bringing out another one. But I'm just gonna go for this one because it's a lot cheaper, and It does everything I want to do.
Very good.
Mm. Plus, I finally get to play Gary's mod again because, yeah, this is how bad it is. For other games, it's alright, but once I go onto Gary's mod, it like really badly lags. Like, I'm moving at a frame per second, I would say, like 1 frame at a time of how bad it is.
Oh boy. That's surprising because, yeah, you know, the game engine for Gary's mod is, it's like 14 years old or something like that. 14, 12, or 12 years old. It's really old.
Dude, yeah.
I wouldn't think a game this old would need so much processing power.
Yeah. Ironically, Source Filmmaker, at least for my computer, runs better than Gary's mod.
It did one pretty decent for me, but now and then it does get a little bit of like an annoying lag on the loading up on maps or certain models. So yeah, it would take me forever just to basically get something done.
Yeah.
But in grand total, there are 3 main parts that you require to basically finish off the upgrades. Faster and better RAM.
Oh,
the
cute dog.
motherboard.
Cute dog, by the way. Sorry for interrupting, but yeah.
Thanks.
Oh.
That's okay. Yeah, those are my 2 dogs I have to deal with. The one in the first picture, we decided to call him Taz. His original name was surprisingly going to be Sebastian, but then one time when he come in from the rain, he literally span around ballistically, making all kinds of racket, like the Tasmanian devil. So we decided the name of Taz. He's definitely a bit more of a mischief than the other one. The other one's more, which is Hooch. I would say he's more of a chilled sort of dog. So we literally got like yin and yang here. The complete opposites. But surprisingly they get along pretty well.
That's good.
Taz is the German Shepherd cross, and
Mhm.
Hooch is a Rottweiler cross.
Which one do we have here in this photo?
Okay. Well, Taz is the black and brown one, which is the one that looks more like a German Shepherd. And as for Hooch, he's the one that looks more like a Rottweiler.
Hmm.
She's mostly brown. And as you can see, he seems to be the more behaved one. As for Taz, you just look at him. Yeah, he's up for mischief.
WubbyW, I have something to tell you. And that is very good animation, but I do have a comment to bring up about some kind of setting that you can do for your lighting to improve the texture on your character. And I cannot show you exactly, or I can at least tell you what it is. I think it's called shadow filtration, something like that. It's on the settings for the lighting. I'm noticing you have some funny little geometric lines going on, like on the forehead and nose area. It's because as smooth as these pony models look, they're not perfectly smooth. And if you don't like adjust the settings of the light, you can like sometimes see like these ridges on the faces. And I think it's called the shadow filtration. It's got to be one of those sliders for the controls for the light, because if you you know, move the slider, it will reduce that kind of stuff that you see on the face. So, other than that, great animation. Ghost of Time. Yes, the Rainbow Falls universe is an alternate reality. This in no way is in the same canon as the actual Rainbow, or as the actual My Little Pony show.
It's canon. Shit, man, no one heard what I said.
I only heard it's canon.
Yeah, I muted my freaking mic because I was coughing.
Oh. Ghost of Time. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but that was kind of like some of my inspiration for this kind of a universe I've been making, to where, like, you know, the cartoon characters coexist with humans in a world. Yeah.
So, the hotel.
And also, Ghost of Time, like, in this kind of universe, like, the My Little Pony show existed, like, but the thing is, like, these characters were kind of like acting in that show, and now like so many years have gone by that the show's like kind of like run its course, and or either the show ended or it was canceled many years ago, and now these characters live very different, non-glamorous lifestyles, like Derpy being a janitor for Mr. Flowers. Yeah, exactly. Ghost of Time. Yeah. Ah, I don't know, Wes. Is G-Man gonna make an appearance in this episode? I'm getting really close to when that happens.
Okay.
Yeah. He has a very... I'd say he has a pretty cool monologue that's gonna happen.
Oh, I bet. I cannot wait.
Heck yeah. And I think one reason why the G-Man is in this show is that it pissed me off that Valve never made, like, you know, a continuation to Half-Life, and they never really explained who the G-Man was or anything like that. And I was like, I'm gonna just take that character and do my own thing with him. Yeah, pretty much Ghost of Time. Yeah, I kind of wish I explained some of the story better, but it was pretty spontaneous how it went about. I unfortunately didn't like write kind of like a synopsis for all of Rainbow Falls, and was like, I'm gonna, you know, make the plot, have it go from here to here to here. It was just kind of video by video basis. But for Rainbow Falls 3, it was a thought out story arc. I wrote like a 55-page script back in 2014, and I was like, dude, it's gonna take me 1 billion years to make this. So that was one aspect why I didn't make Rainbow Falls 3 right away.
$55 pages of an animation. Christ.
I need to look at that old script and see how far I'm in the progress of that. I mean, story-wise, I feel like once this episode's done, I'll be halfway done. However, I don't think I can bring myself to make as long of an episode like this ever again, unless I start getting a lot more help. Ghost of Time, yeah, that's a good assumption. And I'm just sitting here rendering this shot.
Hey Tony,
Yo,
I finally saw It,
was it good?
the new movie. Did you not see it?
I have not.
Oh. Yeah, it was good.
Good. Looking forward to seeing it.
Although part of me prefers a bit of still Tim Curry's version of it.
It was a different clown.
Yeah.
For
I
sure.
say this one tries to be a bit more like serious than the previous one. If I think about it, when I went to see it.
I think my favorite thing about It, just compared to modern horror movies, is that they didn't try to over-explain anything.
The
Doesn't really make
first
sense.
one?
Just no, this one.
Oh.
I mean, the first one too, yeah. But I figured, like, if they try and remake it, they'd say, "Oh well, the clown died on an Indian burial ground," or something stupid like that. And all that kids can do is like speculate, which is realistic. The kids aren't going to be able to come across all the damn answers, but for some reason, lots of movies do give all the answers, and I think a good horror movie still leaves a lot of
You'll
questions.
see.
What was that notice that you just got
Look
on
at
your
the bright
stream,
side,
Tony?
Dash.
What is that?
Ah, dude, my computer can't handle doing all this shit. Something
what
about
was
it's something about the color scheme for Windows 7.
Oh!
Yeah.
I used to get that. It's yeah, it's like to save on memory. It's the you see like at your bottom, your taskbars, like it's see-through.
Yeah.
That takes up a very slight amount of your like not GPU, I guess your RAM,
Mm-hmm.
your CPU, RAM, whatever.
Yeah.
And so if you do yes or whatever, it just turns it opaque and you can't see through it.
Well, I'm all for it reducing some tasks to keep the important tasks still working.
Sad Dashy. At least Miss Hooves doesn't hate you anymore. Sad Dashy. At least Miss Hooves doesn't hate you anymore. Look at the bright side, Dashy. At least Miss Hooves doesn't hate you anymore. Doesn't hate you anymore. At least Miss Hooves doesn't hate you anymore. Dashy. At least Miss Hooves doesn't hate you anymore.
What is he saying? I can't quite make out what he's saying.
At least Miss Hooves doesn't hate you
Okay.
anymore. Yeah. Ghost of Time, what exactly am I looking for? In terms of help for animating? I'll wait for your reply.
So you're looking for Jesus.
I'm looking for Jesus to save me from this burden.
Out the demons!
I'm looking for Jesus, Rainbow Dash, to fly me away from all this slavery that I'm doing. Breaking my back for all these animations. Oh. Hold on just a sec, I got a text. Okay. So, Ghost of Time. So, voice acting at the moment, I'm going to say no. Because the majority of the voices I use for Rainbow Falls is my friends that live close by me in real life. However, the lady who does the voices for Dash and Twilight, she's online. But, I don't know, I'm gonna have to, when I type up the third episode, I'll know better. In terms of animation, if enough competent SFM animators are like willing to help for future episodes, I mean, the only thing I could think of off the top of my head is that like I would probably task them with doing certain less crucially important scenes, because I'm like, just in a perfect scenario, if I was to get like 3 or 4 other animators, I would probably want to animate some really crucial parts on my own, just to get like certain things perfectly in my mind how I want them to be. But yeah, I would task, you know, everyone else with secondary minor stuff.
do the have them do the menial. So you could go the way of the Fox and Space guy.
Yeah.
Do so what you could do is all the key animation, and then hand it off to them for in betweens, or you could just have them do the motions. You can animate them going through the motions while doing dialogue, and then you could just hand it off to someone to do the lip syncing.
Oh, dude.
The lip sync guy.
I could still see it, Wubby Dubby, those lines on the forehead. Let me just make sure that you are tweaking exactly what it was I was talking about. So, yeah, shadow filter size, right? Is that what you adjusted?
This is all my fault. Twilight never would have been in this situation if I never asked Flowers for money all those years ago.
Don't blame yourself, Dashy. You did what you had to do.
Dude, like, assigning people to do just mouth movements would reduce time on, you know, the production of this shit by like 40% or even 50%. It'd be awesome if I could just do like the actual physical movement only.
Come on, Dashy. Don't cry.
I just never got the
Yeah.
chance to tell her how much I love her, and
That'd be cool.
now I'm about to lose her forever.
Don't say such things, Dashy. You'll see it again and tell it yourself. We're all gonna get through this. You'll see. Look at the bright side, Dashy. At least Miss Hooves doesn't hate you anymore. What do you...
Yeah. I love her.
That seriously would be like a really viable way of doing it.
Mm-hmm. I think, WW, the problem that you're having, it might be unavoidable. Maybe the light is just so damn close to its face that there's nothing that can really be done. And if not, then, dude, 9 out of 10 people, they're not even gonna notice anything wrong in the shot, so.
Just watching it right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
might be a character from that Fallout Rescue.
And that's exactly what Wubby Dubby is working on right now. I think he's taking it upon himself to make a sequel to that.
Ah, I see.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'll give credit to
Yeah.
anyone who came up with Fallout Rescue. At least they had the balls to keep the violence and other stuff in it.
I don't know if I've seen Fallout Equestria. I know it's from that guy, what's his name? Arga Demon or something like that? Bless you.
Thanks. Mute
Yeah.
my mic so I'm not coughing and sneezing all over your
All right.
stream. But if you talk to me, I'll just unmute it.
Okay.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
This voice actress is so good. Have you heard of a lady who goes by the name of I'm Shadow 007?
Yep.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah, I believe I've known her from basically crossing over a lot with a YouTuber known as Inverted Shadow. I
Hmm.
recall. Yeah, the Inverted Shadow. But she's done some pretty good, interesting videos as well.
I'll have to check them out someday.
I believe the first of his work I come across were the
Yeah.
old Team Fortress videos, which, if I recall, some of them got lost, unfortunately, because, well, he had some problems with his old YouTube channel. But
Yeah.
then he got a new one. He's managed to, like, remastered a few of them. And then, but the thing that got me watching more of his videos is when I come across something I never thought I'd be watching, but then just the title itself kind of intrigued me, which was known as the Elements of Insanity.
Oh, okay.
He basically, the way he does it, from what I could tell from the story, they ended up in the Team Fortress 2 universe. They come across a graveyard of freaks of old, which are these like really glitchy or insane like Team Fortress 2 characters, or now and then Left 4 Dead characters. They vary between different like characters, and they seem to have the power to possess bodies to reanimate themselves in the new form.
Very cool.
But now thinking back on the subject of that Fallout Rescue, that has received a lot of problems over the years.
Really?
Yeah, whenever it's that someone's trying to basically animate it or bring out a like a series or a movie, unfortunately, most of the time they end up like the project either ends up being cancelled or finally they're not able basically get it done in time, or some other issues with Hasbro apparently now and then, depending on which subject or whatever it was.
Hmm. Have since I don't follow much on people's crowdfunding projects, does Hasbro seem to shut down a lot of people who try to get funding from people, crowdfunding?
Well, from the number of YouTubers I come across, it seems now and then they do for some random reason.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think that's what happened to Pymations, because, well, one of his projects were cancelled, the Elements of Cringe. Well, actually no, I think that one might be, I'm not sure, that one might be still going, might take a bit longer to make. But basically that was meant to be the replacement of the other one he was meant to do, but sadly he had to admit it was unfortunately cancelled.
I really like Pymation stuff. It's all 2D.
Oh,
Yeah,
heck yeah.
it is hilarious. I mean, I think one of my favourite videos, and I just can't see more of this character, is Suction Cuff Man, because that is just, I just can't not help not to laugh at that character. It's just like watching a episode of South Park, how it's all animated, and how well timed the comedy is.
Mm-hmm. I think apparently, Wes, according to Madison, we have a sponsor for the next episode of Baked Baking.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Who's the sponsor?
Some local company, probably. Local,
Who's-
well, local
Weed
weed
shop?
company. Yeah, yeah.
Damn. Hook you guys up with new equipment, lighting stuff. Whatever happened to that guy that was helping her film? The guy who turned out to be a jackass. If you don't want to talk about it,
I don't really want to. It's something that should not be discussed. Well, at least, while streaming. Any tips for the motion tracking? Any tips for motion tracking? Within, like, what? Like, After Effects? WebEW? Hey Wes, are you a fan of like old Star Trek at all?
How old?
Like the original series?
With Shatner?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, never mind.
I never even really got into Star Trek, but there are a few episodes of not Deep Space Nine.
TNG.
The next
Yeah.
generation, yeah.
Yeah.
That I really, really like. Dude, what's his name? Steve Garrow showed us an episode.
Yeah.
Of, The Inner Light. Fucking love that.
Fuck yeah.
I love that episode. So anyway, that by far is my favorite.
That may have been Steven's most illuminating class. That one session.
That's the only class of his that I took. Did you take more?
I took no, well, I mean, just when I'm in class, just like that one day, you know, where he shows that episode. But
We weren't in the same class there, were we?
for the storytelling one,
think we
no,
were.
I don't think we were either. But
Storytelling. God, how you gonna remember that? I don't.
dude, the other day I was coming across I was trying to save some space on the computer because I'm constantly running out, but I came across footage that I recorded at Bellevue College back in like 2013, and I got some of Stephen Garrow, I got some of what's his name, David Bruckner,
Yeah.
and I got some from Riley Prigg.
Damn.
And that was awesome to see.
Don't delete it.
I will not delete it.
Last time I saw Bruckner, he had like a big beard.
Really? Oh.
Big beard, yeah. It was a big gray beard. That was still years ago. I think that was when I went with David. David Afton Dillion, he was doing... What was he doing? Some kind of internship / advanced track.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that. I think it got him some cool stuff for his reel, like the car stuff, and doing the tracking stuff for the cars. For a dealership or something.
Mm-hmm.
But apart from that, yeah, they were asking me to join, but it's something you have to like pay to, like an internship that you have to pay to do, and I wasn't into that.
The Geiger counter's going crazy.
Not after the C
counter's going
Media
crazy.
Productions.
The Geiger
Ooh.
counter's going crazy.
Wes, you should look at what I'm looking at on the live stream. I think Wubby Dubby motion tracked
The Geiger counter's going
the
crazy.
Pip-Boy
The
interface
Geiger counter's going
on the
crazy.
model itself.
The Geiger counter's going crazy.
Dude, if that's motion track, that's
counter's going crazy.
fucking great.
The Geiger counter's going crazy. The Geiger counter's
Dude,
going
that's an amazing job.
The Geiger counter's going crazy. The Geiger counter's going crazy. The Geiger counter's going crazy. The Geiger counter.
Nice. Wubby Dubby, that's awesome. Oh, wait. Whoops, he didn't motion track that. Never mind. It was already on the model. I'm about to say, that's like expert quality tracking right there.
If he needs to motion track to it, what what program would he be motion tracking with?
I think he's got After Effects. I think. But then I think he edits in Sony Vegas.
I mean, it's still, from what I saw, it looks like it should be pretty easy to.
Yeah.
Motion track too. Luckily, it's got hard enough edges.
Mm-hmm.
You could just do it by hand almost. Set them keyframes, trackers.
Oh, so he has to overlay something on that still. I'm unfortunately not the best man on the stream to answer that question. I think Alex is probably, I don't know, like, when it comes to like motion tracking something on like a video, I think Alex is pretty damn experienced at that. Because I think WebbyW is going to need to make like a 3D layer to add, you know, kind of like some kind of depth to it, or at least like a turn, because the wrist kind of like, it goes from sideways to kind of like right side up to the camera.
Look at the bright side, Dasher.
Yeah.
Am I muted?
Not here.
All you would need is a couple of motion trackers in After Effects. Just pre-comp whatever it is he wants onto it. Go to the tracker menu in After Effects, motion source, and then use the drop-down menu to select that clip that he wants to motion track it to, and then it says track type, and then you do track to motion or something. Track motion. And then to make it look 3D, it's position, rotation, and scale. So scale, it's still two-dimensional, but putting it, checking the scale box kind of gives it the illusion that it's 3D.
Mm.
Like it exists with a z-axis. That's it. And then since it's a screen with 4 corners, you just put the trackers in corners.
Have you motion tracked anything in have you motion tracked anything in After Effects, WebbyW? Ghost is asking, so is it a bad idea, or is it bad that I have a huge interest in this project? I think it's great you got a huge interest in this. But in terms of helping me out, I'm kind of like towards kind of the end of this episode. I'm getting towards the final stages in a way. I don't really need much help animating this episode. You'd probably have to check back and, I don't know, whenever this episode's done. And I'm going to say this right now, I am not going to immediately start making episode 3. I'm sure that's a given by now. I got a bunch of other movie projects to work on other than Rainbow Falls.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
After looking
Yeah.
at the Obby Dubby's work, it's kind of remind me of, well,
Yeah.
what is it? Oh yes, that's someone requesting me to basically take part for something.
Who?
Which I probably would do it for the Fallout side of things, obviously, because anything to do with Fallout, I'm just there all the way, as long as it's really good. Which is apparently something that
Yeah.
a little project he's doing with a few friends at the moment, because since everyone's been having huge trouble with this, well, Fallout Equestria thing, like basically trying to make a huge
Yeah.
long series of, apparently it's been turned into a great massive book, which I have no idea what it is or how big it is, but apparently it's the biggest and longest fan-made thing ever. So big it does turn into like a massive book of such. And of course audio, like an audio book thing. So it got that far, but it seems when it comes to animating it, not so much luck.
Well, you can now see from just seeing how long Rainbow Falls takes to make, you can just kind of apply that to, I'm sure things that happen in Fallout Equestria are much more grandiose in scale.
Plus, many of them have been cancelled by Hasbro. I mean, there's one that came very close, which has been working on it the longest, which was apparently going to do it from the beginning to the end. But just before they could release the first episode and nearly completing it, Hasbro dropped the bomb on them, but they weren't going to give up. But some of the people have left because, well,
Was that being crowdfunded?
I believe it was being. I say it was like a mix. I think it was crowdfunded. Yeah, I would say it's crowdfunded. I believe they even.
Yeah.
And I think they even had a Patreon as such, but in the end, I don't think it was enough. Even they had like this panel thing at this event, which they get to show it off there. And apparently a lot of people were hyped for it, but of course at the end something happened and, well, it never came to be. All it came as is like a few clips of what, and a few like sneak peeks of the episode of what it was going to be.
Well, do you know if Hasbro just like told them to cancel their Patreon or their fundraising, or did Hasbro tell them to like do a cease and desist, basically being like, you know, stop all forms of production on this or we're gonna sue you, kind of thing?
Well, at one point they tried to do something like that, but then they were pretty after like a few moments being there. Like a few moments after they were cleared to do it, unfortunately at the time some of the people either moved on or basically
what you're saying, Hasbro basically killed the momentum of the progress for that, right?
Yeah. They're not the first ones. They did it to another people as well on YouTube. I don't know why they do something like this. I mean, but yeah, these things happen now and then.
Oh yeah.
I mean, EA did something like this with a fan-made like Star Wars game, which was meant to be like Star Wars Battlefront 3, but then EA didn't feel like, well, basically they didn't like that because at the time they were doing Star Wars Battlefront EA. So, but the project is still going on in its way, but it's not going to be featured like around that sort of thing. It's not going to be like Star Wars. It has to be
Yeah.
named differently. The models have to be different. Everything. It has
Wow.
to be its own unique game now,
Yeah.
which is quite a shame because they were working on like some of the old stuff that was going to be in Star Wars Battlefront 3, but then got cancelled eventually
Yeah.
which was around the time when Disney got ownership of the franchise, and there were quite a load of projects cancelled then. Yeah. I think George Lucas selling it was kind of a bit of a mistake. But, yeah.
I agree. After watching the newest movie, I wholeheartedly agree. I don't know what your opinion is about the most recent movie. However, we have to avoid talking about spoilers because Wes still has not seen it.
I won't say any spoilers, but all I can say is this, that I really, really tried just to focus on any good things in the movie and just try to watch it and just ignore anything that basically get me enraged. But even though I didn't get completely enraged in the cinema and just tried to watch it, and even there were a few bits I did like and made me chuckle, but over time it took its toll, and thinking back on the rest of the film, yeah, something is not right there.
Dude, it's not. You shouldn't have to force yourself to say to yourself, I need to like or I need to love this movie because it's what I've been, looking forward to have happen for such a long time. I've had so much anticipation for this movie that I've put so much investment in this movie that I should be loving this movie. Except it's not what I'm feeling.
I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
But the main
Yeah.
reason why I was forcing myself, because of course when I went to see it, apparently people have already seen it and basically given off reviews. I'm just like, please no spoilers, I just want to go into the cinema and watch it. And
Yeah.
no, I'm not watching any YouTubers that's basically already seen the movie and explaining it all. I just want to
Yeah.
get my full opinion for myself. So let's try to basically ignore what they've been saying on the internet and just see for myself what it was like. And yeah, that's, in a way, some of the people are right, and yeah, it did pretty much.
It's caused a rift in some of my friends. Pretty much my personal friends. Half of us love it, half of us hate it. It's been hard for
Yeah.
us to find middle ground.
I'm gonna go grab something to eat. If you guys want to talk about it with spoilers, go for it.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What's funny is, one of my good friends, Alex, who loves the movie now. Oh wait, someone's saying hold it. Maybe we shouldn't talk about spoilers. I don't even think there's. Okay, I'm not gonna talk about spoilers. I've talked about all aspects of this. I've talked about all aspects of this movie to death with so many people that, and I'm sure you have as well. I'm also sure we have very similar viewpoints.
Yeah.
But one thing is for certain. I seriously feel like Disney paid off a lot of the critics. 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. That is insane.
Yeah, sorry. Don't know what happened there, just disconnected.
Oh, I'm still here.
Yeah. What I was gonna say is like, and completely agree, yeah. No spoilers then.
But like I said, it has a 90% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. That is insane.
Yeah. I guess that's through where basically some people over time have grown to like it, but I'm not quite there just yet.
Exactly.
If they are gonna do another movie, please, I know basically they probably may muck it up again, but if there's some way to fix this, do it.
Please, please do it. I didn't have, I didn't, this, my whole life I've been looking forward to certain aspects from episode 8, and then once they happened and how they were shown, I was like, this can't be it. This can't be the way.
I know. I mean, ever since 6 ended, I thought, shouldn't there be a 7? I was hoping for like an episode 7 because
Oh yeah.
sure basically, well, I don't know what it was. I know they think it's all over, but there's still like a massive fleet of the Empire out there somewhere. No one could ignore that, surely. There is like a fleet of them out there somewhere. I mean, why won't they just basically either like get someone else in charge or continue with the Legend story, which EA, Star Wars Battlefront 2 one have basically shown, where Palpatine may have been gone, but there's like this android or such that has this recorded message in him, and even has the face on the on this like monitor thing where the head is, basically giving them new orders of what they should do if anything should happen to him. Really, that's where it should have continued off, but instead, which is it's not as bad. I mean, I did enjoy it, I did, but it started off with like this First Order and
Yeah.
Supreme Leader Smoke.
So yeah, I actually had issues with episode 7, but I was like, I was like, okay, at the moment I forgive this because this is going to be a setup to something truly amazing and grand. Then it just turned out to be complete bullshit.
I know. It's like, here's the setting and here's the end. Enjoy.
Yep. Oh.
Which
I
was
go
expecting
ahead.
it to be better, because as you've seen from the trailers, the effects did improve, like especially on Smoke.
Right. But I could care less about the effects, really. I'm just... We've seen so many movies with, special effects. I just really want a good story.
Same here. But even though even I like that, because most of the time now, these movies, they aim for like CGI everywhere because they think that's the best and latest thing that's still going, but they don't care for the other things like the story, the main plot, and of course character development. To just forget about all that, and they expect that the wonders of effects would win people over.
Exactly.
I mean, and in my opinion, it'd be a lot better if they took their time and heck even brought back like practical effects, because then it looked more believable. Plus it seems with most practical effects movies, they care for story, character development and many other stuff. Plus practical effects work well for horror movies.
It's so funny. I my friend who does the voice for Mr. Flowers, Tim, like, he and I are so pissed off. I was like, Tim, I'm making a better plot with animated ponies than what we just saw.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
Gosh.
I mean, what I've just watched, I am tempting to basically do my own version of episode 8, or
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
basically continue where the story actually left off. But knowing my luck, I might get freaking sued by Disney at some point, or
Well,
may go on.
uh,
But at least I would try.
exactly. You have a great chance of succeeding as long as you make it for free, without asking other people
Which-
for money.
Definitely. I mean, I don't like asking people for money myself, and I do want it to be free as possible. And I just hope that they understand the concept. It's a free video. Please don't touch
Yeah.
it, and please don't sue me.
Dude, like,
I mean that.
I'm trying to figure out what I'm trying to say about this. It's that you know you have a problem when half of your audience rejects your movie.
Yeah. I think I know that feeling now and then.
It's funny, I've had my heart broken, from movies before, but this is the worst.
I mean, this is a lot worse than bloody Jurassic Park 3, when the motherfucking T-Rex just got killed off like that.
Dude,
Seriously?
I was a huge fan of the Matrix movies, and when the third Matrix movie came out, I was in sheer denial about it being kind of bad. And slowly over time, though, I was like, man, that was really disappointing. And I was like, I don't think I'm ever going to see a more disappointing conclusion or sequel to something that I really like. And then it happened. Tenfold with this new Star Wars movie.
Yes, definitely. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know what exactly happened. I mean, did the writers just thought it was a joke, or what?
I feel like the executive producers were just like, we have full confidence in you, Rian Johnson. Therefore, we're not going to review the script or show the film to any test audiences. We know it's going to be great, no matter what. I think they were just riding the high of the success of Episode 7, and they're just like, we can do no wrong. What's up, Michael Steele?
Hold up.
Mm-hmm.
Will you still live stream after this episode, even with people helping you?
Would I still live stream for Episode 3?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I would.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I just thought I would ask.
Yes, indeed. I kind of like live streaming because it motivates me to do work and not procrastinate. If I was not live streaming, I would probably be browsing YouTube or watching videos on Netflix instead of actually animating.
I'm starting to try to get back into the field of live streaming now. I've got a proper computer that can do that for me,
Yeah.
which is good.
Yeah.
I think one of the best ways to start is on this, although for 2 games it's coming up with a warning sign, which is Fallout 4 and Killing Floor 2, they can't connect to it, but the other games seem to be alright. So I don't know, because I think that might have to do with processing power, because, well, anything interferes with the games, they lag.
Yeah.
The main reason why Fallout 4 lags, it's alright when basically there's not too much going on, but then when there's like either more enemies or bigger landscapes, that's when it begins to like struggle a bit.
Hey Tony,
So,
I
yeah.
gotta go.
Okay, Michael.
See ya.
Bye.
But I just found like this video that basically convinced me to basically get into them and also maybe team up with them to help them out. And I did like send a message to them on Skype, I think, and YouTube, and say if you want to come on board, you'll be waiting. But, okay.
Mhm.
But before I
Ghost, what do you mean by when you say, what would Mr. Flowers do if... Oh, Ganondorf. If Ganondorf appeared... Mr. Flowers probably wouldn't do shit. He would just order his goons to try to fight Ganondorf. And they'd fail, because Ganondorf has magical powers. Mr. Flowers may ask Dr. Zeke to develop some kind of scientific device to do something against Ganondorf, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was that, Darkness? Yeah, you were silent
Yes,
for a while.
I've just connected to my PC now, if that's
Yeah.
any better.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Sorry, the Wi-Fi in my area is pretty shit, I'm
Yeah.
afraid.
I know the feeling. I used to have to deal with that shit all the time. But then I was just like, okay, enough's enough. I am going to run a 200-foot Ethernet cable alongside of the house and drill a hole through the wall and plug it into my computer. Problem solved.
That would get the job done.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, as I was saying before that happened, basically, yeah, this is the YouTuber that my friend requested to me to help out, and I did have a few words with him on YouTube and Skype, and he says I'm welcome to join whenever I can, which is good. But as I said, I was going to get the Blue Yeti mic, which is one of the best mics
Yeah.
out there for a really good price.
Oh, definitely. affordable and great quality for doing voiceovers. What aspects will you be helping them?
Well, I think they are set for like animation and music wise. Right now they basically want like more voice actors, and I thought, okay, I don't mind. I mean, let's see what I could do.
I'm actually playing it right now on my computer. I have the sound muted in case they have any sound effects or music, copyright stuff.
Yeah. Basically, he's making his own like untold story of this universe, because where they have problems in the original material, he thought, what if I make my own version? And he seems to basically doing pretty well with it.
Mm-hmm.
And he hasn't had any trouble yet, so I think he might just pull this off, because I'm curious because of the Fallout side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alright, Ghost. I will see you next time, and I will try to live stream earlier. Yeah, it's just sometimes it's kind of tough for me to live stream early in the day, at least where I live, because I have a lot of things going on. But yeah, I will see you next time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is probably like the best time for me as well. Basically, I'm born because when you started, it was around like 10 o'clock where I am.
Yeah.
So I have 2 hours before I need to sleep for, well, the daily work.
Yeah. Yep. If I could take a guess, do you live in England? Yes.
Yep, I do.
Do they have Uber there?
I think they might do, yeah. I mean, there has been a lot of like, surprising, there has been like a load of new shops opening up that's from also America really coming around.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of them, which I can see why people talk about it a lot. TGI Fridays is over in my area.
Oh, that's a restaurant of sorts. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought, I've been hearing a lot about this place, and I never thought I'd get to basically try it in my own country, so I thought, worth a try.
Yeah.
I'm up for new stuff. And they do some really amazing food in there, I have to say.
It's interesting that you say that there's a lot of American restaurants or businesses that are coming over there. It's funny, I don't know many, English or British like restaurants that come over to America. It's almost unheard of. Unless there's a company that I'm just not aware that's British.
Yeah, I'm not sure myself if
Yeah.
there is any British ones over there. I mean, the only good guess I would know would be if it's like maybe like a cafe of such, because there's like quite a few.
Yeah.
We have loads of like cafe areas and now and then, and other like little like own businesses, restaurants, which are pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright, well, I think I am ready to export this shot.
Cool. Which I can see now on my phone if I just, as long as my phone behaves and just goes straight to the video. So, well, it's mainly the Wi-Fi, but. Yes, that's the one. Another thing that will help maybe if I decrease the visuals to 360. There we go. But there are a few games I'm planning to live stream as soon as I can, and when I get the time.
Oh, I don't know if you've been noticing, but I've been live streaming GTA 5 quite a bit.
Oh yes, I've been watching those as well and keeping up on them.
We're on the one of the last heists to that game.
Set of GTA 5.
What's that?
How are you enjoying the latest content of GTA 5?
It's pretty amazing, but it's pretty hard as well.
Yeah, it does look hard.
Yeah. I hate... One thing that sucks in that game is it's one of the most horrible controlling for shooting people. You know, like a FPS shooter like Halo or Call of Duty. It's really well fine-tuned for being in tight quarters and shooting multiple targets or whatever. It's just horrible for GTA. That game is not designed for shooting. It's just meant for driving.
Yeah. It's definitely been like that for a long time. I mean... Wait, what? Basically... I mean, at one point it was the other way round, but that was with a different franchise, but done by the same company, which was Red Dead Redemption, and of course Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare. The shooting seemed to be pretty good and decent, but as for the controls of the horse, they were a freaking nightmare.
Yeah.
I mean, especially when I basically had to go down this canyon because I have no other way to go. And now and then when I try to turn, the horse just, well, he turns like a Bentley, just goes wide off the edge and falls, and I die. So it definitely takes a little bit of mastering.
Definitely.
Hey, wait a second. It's you.
What?
You are Dash. Yes, you are Dash.
Yeah, I know who I am, Derpy.
You're that bitch that got me fired off the show.
Yeah. About that.
What is she talking about, Dashi?
And you! You're one of the pricks who works for Mr. Flowers. I smell a goon like you coming from a mile away. You're garbage.
It's Rob. But it's nice to see you again too, Miss Oaks.
Screw you, Bob! I ain't never gonna do anything for Mr. Flowers again. Ha 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 ha!
That's not why I'm here, ma'am.
Man, this blows. I get evicted from my cardboard box, and you two come randomly waltzing back into my life. Ah, this is the worst night ever.
Yeah, I like this sequence. Alright, one reason why I always play this shootout sequence because it's like 7 minutes long, and usually that's enough time to let a shot render in Source Filmmaker.
Derpy,
I
I'm
see.
so sorry for getting you kicked off the show. I was really young and cocky back then. But if you could please find it in your heart to forgive me.
Blah, 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 blah. That's all I'm hearing right now. You can't say anything that will make me change my mind about you. Now go away. The both of you.
They've taken Twilight. Mr. Flowers is keeping her captive.
They are most likely keeping her in his testing facility, where he used to work as a janitor, remember?
Don't remind me, asshole.
I never had access to that place, but with your help, we have a chance of saving Twilight.
I'm sorry, Ash. But what can I do now? I'm just some bum pony who does what she can to get votes.
Now I think about MLP,
Sorry, Derpy.
I remember my friend on about basically a huge change that's happening apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Derpy, I got
Which
that
then-
40 I asked for. Oh,
I thought, and okay, mate. What's happening now?
I'm curious what the current stance
Take cover.
of MLP is, because I haven't stayed current with the show in, oh man, I don't know, like 4 or 5 years now.
Or continued beyond? And I thought,
My little pony.
That's how far
my
behind
little pony.
I am from it, because basically I never watched it before, but my friend just keeps telling me about it, and last time I heard from him, he was up, he basically reached the end of 4, and for some reason he showed me a picture of the main villain of the finale, and I thought, the only thing I could come across in my head, I'd be surprised if
get
this
out of
thing
here.
ain't called
Derpy,
Centaur
can you
Satan,
fly?
because what the hell is
Can I
that?
fly?
Mm-hmm.
Like the wind.
Yeah.
The last season I've seen was season.
Damn it, Derpy. Rob, you're going to have to carry her.
Stay safe, Dashy.
Yeah. According to my mate now, and as he keeps saying to me every time I see him now, after that, he says they should have ended at 4.
Come and get
Like,
me, Miri.
okay, did it went down the hill that bad for you? I just think it, and he just says, well, he doesn't want to admit it, but he does say that. Basically, I just think they should have ended there. This
Yeah.
is like a good donation.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, with this current generation of MLP, it's like, what are you going to do with your show? It's like, are you going to keep, like, these shows kind of, like, serialized, where every episode just has its own unique story? Or are you going to have this whole series have some kind of a story arc? And from what it sounds like to you is that it seems like, apparently, it's kind of, some aspect of it is brought to an end at the end of season 4, maybe. I don't know though. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, that, and he keeps saying that they seem to have lost their touch with them or something. And I think,
Well, I mean, it's to be expected. You can't stay good forever, really.
But I heard, but then he said, so is it finally come to an end? Well, it's got like another season, but I thought it finished at now 6
They're
because of what.
at season 6 currently.
That's what I thought, but then apparently, well, we just got past 7. There was a 7.
What? Wow.
And they said that was it. There wasn't going to be an 8, but now there is going to be an 8, and they say that is the last one. Are you sure? Because they keep saying it's over, and then it just keeps bouncing back somehow. And it's like, yeah. Main reason why, because apparently there's a new generation coming.
Yeah. Well,
That
I have a brilliant idea. Why don't they keep this generation going and just have a second show running at the same time? Kind of like similar to what Star Trek did. You know, like Star Trek had
Yeah.
the Next Generation going, and then but they also made a new show during that, like Deep Space Nine or whatever.
Do it.
Even I said something like that to him, but then
Do it!
he's like, well, unfortunately,
Please.
like, it's been confirmed by Hasbro themselves. They're literally dropping the project after 8. Is basically 8's meant to be the last one, because they're passing it on to Generation 5 because they feel like, what did he say? They're going for a more mature audience.
I thought they're already doing that. I mean, well, I forgot who told me this, but maybe it was Wubby Dubby, maybe it was somebody else. They said that they've been paying attention a lot to the fans, and they've been kind of changing certain aspects of the show for more mature audiences.
Yeah. And I had to make sure that basically, are you sure this is proof and not basically someone winding you up? Because, no offense, you do fall for that.
Yeah.
It is confirmed. Here's the leaks and everything. Okay. Oh right.
It's like
so,
yeah, I don't know who to believe anymore. Maybe I'll just wait until something actually happens.
Where am I?
looks like it's been done before by certain other people, but I guess they're taking it from. I guess they basically must have hired some of the people that come up with this art style and hired them, because apparently that's what Hasbro do now. And then they get some, like, what they call OCs and put them onto the show. Or in this case, they're coming up with a few designs with the actual cast members and basically talking about what's new. All I know is that no offense to those who are watching,
Like hell you do. Now
but
let me.
well, it seems a lot of people landing call it this. The
Me out of here right now.
Purple Mary Sue has no horn. I just thought they just ground her again, but apparently she has no powers whatsoever now.
Who? Twilight?
Yeah.
What?
They removed it.
For Generation 5?
Pretty much. They're really going with a huge change here.
Somebody posted, I think it was Wubby W that posted what Generation 5 will look like. And I hope it's just like a fan
I'm not sure.
rendering. I hope it's not real.
Let's do this.
I said to him it can't be real, but apparently this is the actual designs that got leaked, but then I'm not sure. I mean, I know Hasbro had a habit of leaking a lot of stuff recently, but doesn't mean it could be real.
Yeah.
It could be just fake,
We have food
or
conversion now.
a certain design they were
Levels over
thinking
9,000.
of that won't make the cut.
I have a question. Do you think Hasbro is going to have Generation 5 be a continuation of the main 6, have them be more mature and older, or is it going to be a full reboot with just the same characters?
Well,
Oh no.
my mate
What's going on here?
said, could you look it up?
Whatever
So
happens,
I'm just
run.
making.
Run.
I said I'd do it whenever I can. I suppose I could do that now just to make sure, but I mean, if they are doing this, it seems almost like a reboot. I mean, I know they said they want it for a more mature audience. I didn't think a reboot would come around this fast.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, now I think about it, something else did this similar, which is way too soon, and I just can't think what the hell it was now. What was it? Ah, bugger. It will come back to me. And here comes the explosion scene. Boom. Okay, I suppose having immense power like that has its perks, but still.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Even if basically Hasbro are going for a more mature audience, I don't think they're ever gonna have a scene like that.
Never. That was tough to do. I was like, oh god, like I would do this if like it wouldn't be a problem if it was like one of my other movies that I do, but it's like it's ponies though. Oh my god, I feel so it feels so wrong. But I wanted to at least have something impactful to just show the pure evilness of Mr. Flowers and Dr. Zeke.
Exactly. I mean, I completely understand that. I mean, my favourite villains are the ones that always had to go full out and over the top and
Yeah.
just have no decency to hold back whatsoever.
And that's a big problem with movies these days, is that, like with the heroes, you don't ever feel like a sense of danger anymore.
I know. I mean, I'm really getting sick of like this over safe nonsense. I mean, Jesus, there has to be something out there
Yeah.
that's basically that no hero could stop now and then, or basically now and then outsmart. I mean, back in the good days, we had loads of great stuff like this. I mean, there are a few that do.
Yeah.
Like, one of my favorite characters from the DC universe, the Joker, is definitely one.
Oh yeah.
But now these days, it's either a like, what is it? Oh yes, a villain that gets defeated, a villain that doesn't really have much like character development, or even a cliched villain, which is, yeah. I need something like original or something that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Says you have to leave soon.
Correct.
Is that right?
I do. I'm going to go to my friend Joe's house, and we're going to be looking at video auditions for a feature-length movie we're gonna make. Feature length, but like very low budget, because you know we're not in California. We're in Washington State, where you know no one gives a shit.
I see. Well, that's okay with me, because I will have to shoot off soon myself as well.
Yeah.
But yeah. But yeah, I mean. Oh, here we go. Finally found it.
Oh, just the usual owning of the bad guys.
I'm not even
Nothing
doing this
I
because usually
couldn't
don't go in
handle.
these sort of things, but let's see what they're up to.
What are you thinking about, Dashi?
It was Miri.
Okay. It's definitely confirmed. It's a complete whole new reboot.
Ah,
Sounds this.
come on. I'm really surprised that they just didn't make a sequel series of sorts and just we get to see all the characters older. If they want to make a series for a more mature audience, why can't we just have these characters be older?
Well, from the looks of these new models here, which, god damn it, he was right. They look more older, and wow, the orange one is different. But I also heard rumors she might not be in it in the new one.
Mm.
But you know, whatever they're doing with this, I'm not sure. But yeah, this is all here right now, and there's probably loads of YouTubers talking about it.
I took her rifle away from her, and then
Now think about it.
she begged me to pull the trigger. And she sounded unusual when she asked.
But I remember,
Like she was
what
sad.
was it?
Why would she say that? It was almost like
Oh yeah.
Like she was fighting to get
I
the
mean, I
attention
don't
of
see
the
like this
other
stuff
men
happening
who
in
were
like,
putting
well,
her father.
obviously one of my other versions at the time, Red versus Blue.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sure, a few of the characters are no longer in it, like Well, actually, how far did you get?
I got pretty damn far. I got to like season 11 or 12. I've forgotten now because all these seasons are beginning to blur. It's just so many seasons. I'm
Yes.
looking forward to rewatching the whole thing someday.
Same here because I miss a few old characters I like Tex,
Yeah.
O'Malley.
But Church isn't even called Church anymore, is he?
No, it's like, okay, this is a this is a big change.
That
This-
was now that was a now I am so guilty of like like making afterthought changes to plot points for Rainbow Falls, but I feel like the guys in Red vs. Blue are even more guilty, especially with what they've done with Church, because Church was a regular guy. Well, he appeared to be a regular guy, and then they turned him to a ghost. Then they turned him into an AI program. It's
He
crazy.
seems to have a. I know he seems to have a lot of rotten luck,
Yeah.
and as some people say to me, he's meant to be the guy that plays also now and then the asshole sort of character. But
Right.
I kind of feel sorry for Church because he's gone through a lot of changes, and he even lost frickin' Tex
Yeah.
multiple frickin' times. I've lost count.
What?
Asshole,
guys didn't
because
know
he's
that?
losing
Oh,
everything
coming up.
Mm-hmm.
and all these changes.
Yeah, apparently she got really ill at the tower.
And now he's
Mr. Flowers had
changes.
Dr.
Well,
Zeke
but I'm
perform some
at least
hell
glad
crazy
that Sarge
scientific
is still
experiments on her.
Sarge.
Oh hell yeah! I think Sarge, Griff, and Simmons and Caboose and
yes,
Tucker are still the same. What's his name? Who's the pink guy? I forgot his name.
Oh man.
I think he's still kind of the same.
Every time I think of him, I just think of that one scene where basically he's trying to convince him that it's red, not pink.
Exactly.
It's just, I just like that entire scene. I think
Oh yeah.
it's a pinkish red, but you know what is also a pinkish red? Pink. Oh yeah, donut. That was it.
Exactly. Heck yeah.
Donut.
There it is.
How could I forget? And of course, I also miss. I don't think of his name. Nah.
Lopez. Well, how? Yeah, Lopez. He was one of the originals.
Oh yes, definitely Lopez. I'm also trying to think of that other character that Tex went up against in a death battle, I believe, one point, which was freaking awesome. And I did partially knew that Tex would. Was it Tex? No, it wasn't Tex. It was. Damn, it was.
It wasn't Agent Washington. It was it Wyoming.
That name. Yeah, that was it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought she would have advantages of winning because. Oh yeah, because the meta, that was his name. The meta was. He was a OP'd. He was powerful, but he doesn't have the sack intelligence or the most loyal AI
Yeah.
that she has.
Mhm.
And plus, she seemed to whip his ass no problem back in the old days. So yeah, if he couldn't beat her back then, doesn't matter how many AIs he has now, he wouldn't be able to beat her now.
Mhm.
Because she seems to know all of their weaknesses, and also every time she goes against them, she thinks more creatively and makes sure she doesn't do the same thing twice.
Look at the bright side, Dasher. At least
Because
Miss Hood
Meta,
doesn't hate you
he
anymore.
probably would learn from that experience.
Yeah.
The bright side, Dasher. At least Miss Hoods doesn't hate you anymore.
I'm just trying to think
Yeah.
what live stream I should do first. I was thinking of doing that Pit People, which is a hilarious game I'm on. I got off Steam for like
Yeah.
£10 and 99p.
Ooh. Yeah, that'd be a good one. I was about to say Left 4 Dead. I bought it for a few weeks ago, it was on sale, both Left 4 Dead 1 and 2, for the grand total of $3, and I was like, count me in.
Yeah, I got mine for like £2 something over here. I always keep an eye out for the Steam sales because they are a lot more amazing and a lot more like cheaper and reliable than what's on console. I mean, console has become ridiculously overpriced now, especially with season passes. I mean, season pass used to be like £20 to £25. Now they've gone up to like 40 or 45. How? Like, why? Like I'm buying a whole new game here, but instead I'm just buying a season pass for a game I currently own.
There's so many reasons why. One, I'm sure the executives are becoming more and more greedy. Two, I'm sure it costs more and more to make the games. And three, maybe less and less people are buying said games. Because, you know, thanks to Steam and all these other platforms, you could just get all these other independent games.
I think I'm definitely gonna stick with PC now since
Yes,
I've got one.
good. That's what I love to hear.
Because in heart, I've always been a PC player because that was the first thing I played on years ago till it died, unfortunately. It was a pretty old, beaten up PC. I had all the consoles over the years, but it just couldn't be the same as PC. I just can't get that experience I had. So I knew one day I have to own it. So I did.
This is all my fault. Twilight.
It's funny, my console, well, the last console I ever bought was a Xbox 360, and during that time I got my current PC, and I've never looked back since.
Yeah.
I see all these new consoles come out, and my friends get so excited when these new consoles come out, and I'm just like, you should not get excited because they're just a waste of money. If you get a computer, you will have a literal working console for 6 to 10 years if it works well. My computer that I'm using right now, it's getting old. I built it in 2011, but it's still, you can see it on the live stream. It still performs well.
Definitely. And not just that, another reason why I'm sticking with PC all the way is this ridiculous idea now that Microsoft and Sony apparently made a deal with. Apparently, which I hope it ain't true because this is quite screwing over the people, but apparently Microsoft is focusing more on multiplayer games only, where Sony are focusing more on the single player games. So right now they're really making you pick between the two. Do you want more single player or multiplayer? And yeah, which means that basically Microsoft are not doing the stories anymore. Apparently people are not really interested in stories anymore. In their opinion, they only care about multiplayer. But Sony, they're going to stick with the storyline because apparently they had more successful games with stories.
Yeah. Well, it is true in that, and I'm pretty sure Xbox Live was the most popular kind of online service between the two consoles.
Yeah, I noticed a huge The reason why I like Xbox Live more than the PlayStation, it seems to be more reliable.
Yes.
The servers. As for PlayStation, well, they still break down to this day, actually, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm on my mate's one. I thought they fixed this problem. So it seems they haven't. Okay. And I've been disconnected.
Miss Hooves doesn't hate you anymore.
So some things never change, it seems.
Hooves doesn't hate you anymore.
Exactly.
But as for consoles, they both seem to they both do have this similar problem, which is really annoying. Which, if you lose connection or something like that, and you're signed in, like logged into your profile, which you have to be to do anything now, sometimes, it's it just like disconnects you from the, like somehow you like disconnect from your profile, but then reconnect, but then it starts all the way back to the menu. So if your game didn't save, you have to do all of that again. Which is quite a nightmare. It's happened to me a lot with Shadow of War.
Do you have an Xbox One?
Unfortunately, yes, because at the time I didn't have a PC, and
Oh.
I saw Shadows of Mordor. It's Lord of the Rings. I must have it.
Oh yeah.
And I did get a few other good games, like mainly like my Gears of War series, like, which I was a bit worried about the fourth one because the third one was good, but the boss fight at the end was a bit half naff, and I wonder how they could continue it because the way it all ended. But they managed to do a successful sequel. And another thing I was a bit worried about is it wasn't the original company because, well, they were closed down, but then Microsoft gave them a load of money. Then they come back as a whole new company. For some reason, they have a whole new name. As the collection or something like that.
How's it going, Wes?
Good. Gears of War 4 was made by a different company, though.
Ah,
Black Tusk. And then they turned into the Coalition.
that was at the Coalition, yeah.
We are ahead of
Gears 4
schedule.
stunk.
Are you ready
I
for
say.
phase 2, sir?
I did realise its flaws, but I have to admit it did a little better than, well, a certain other game.
Judgment.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I know they tried to do something new with that, but I just couldn't get into it. It's like, it didn't feel Gears of War enough for me.
they were conforming. They were straying away from what made Gears of War great and trying to coattail onto what makes Call of Duty successful.
Yeah. I don't like it when another game tries to be something else and not the original material. So in a way, I would say maybe if it did end with 3, I would have been more happier. But with these other two, well, the only thing I have grateful for 4, I did basically made a few load more friends who also like to play the other old ones more. So I suppose that's one bright side.
My favorite thing about 4 is I love the way it handles like the controls, and it just feels so
Yeah.
much more solid. I think it's like the only good thing I can say about it. I was hoping that they would, with Gears of War Judgment, they had like all the skins and stuff, and I was like, oh my god, this is horrible. Why would they do this? And I know it got a lot of shit for doing that.
Yes.
So I'm like, I was under the impression that Gears of War 4 was not going to have any of that, and lo and behold, they're all about the skins and Mardi Gras packs or Day of the Dead skins and
The goddamn muddy pack.
Run the Jewels DLC.
God damn it.
It was even more of an offender than Gears Judgment.
The only reason why I got 4, I managed to get the, well, probably the best Xbox One out there. Main reason why, not because of the way it looks, because it has 2 terabyte. I did get the Gears of War one because I was a Gears of War fan.
You'll see it again yourself.
Yeah.
But I was lucky. What I did was my old one, which was the
You've had a
first
long day,
Xbox
Ashley.
One I had. Since I'm
You've
good
had a
friends
long
with
day,
the
Ashley.
manager at game, he said if you
We've
bring
had a
down your
long
old
day,
one,
Ashley.
if you like,
We've had a long
and just
day,
for you, I would swap out the old one for the new one for you. I
Ashley.
thought,
Why don't you get some
are you
rest?
sure you really want to do that, Ray? Yeah. Fair enough, if you want to. And That's what he did. So I got it for free. I got Gears of War 4 and this freaking season pass with it, and even all the games already. But I said I don't need those. I already got them at home. And if I remember right, the Xbox One is like backwards compatible with them. They even tried to offer me the remastered first one, but I said, got it. Sorry.
Yeah, sounds like a good deal.
I unfortunately
Yeah.
have to go, guys, in like a minute or two.
Where are you going?
I'm going to Joe's house.
Alright. So, when would be your next live stream, would you say? Just curious.
I do a live stream in the evening, you know, where I live, almost every night, every other night. It's pretty much when I feel like it. Let's see. I probably will get on live stream tomorrow, but it'll be 9 p.m. my time. It'll be way too late for you, probably.
Dude, that's like too late for me.
9 p.m. Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
It depends.
I mean, what was the time where you basically started off this live stream? Like, what was
It was
Dude, you started at like
2 p.m. 2 p.m. Yeah.
the time?
I need to do live streams that time more often.
2 hours ago.
Let's see. Tomorrow's Thursday. We'll see.
Okay.
How much notice do you need?
Well, let's see. I suppose whenever you can, or basically.
Well, since you're in the group chat now, can at least forewarn you and everyone else who's in here when I'm about to get on.
Alright.
I'll just say a big maybe for tomorrow.
Alright then. I hopefully may speak to you tomorrow or some other time.
Well, I'm glad that you got your microphone working now.
Yep.
Excellent. Well, Darkness and Wes, I will talk to you guys later.
Talk to
See
you
you
later.
later.